If you want them controlling your fate and your destiny, then stay home. Then don't vote. But we've got to do better. Right? We have this moment, this opportunity to take control of our own destiny, and that means we've got to get out and vote. No one can stay home.
That is Lori Lightfoot at first telling voters who do not support her not to vote. The Chicago mayor quickly heading into damage control, retracting that very statement.
That's right. Lightfoot saying she misspoke. Her fate on the line, though, today. Voters headed to the polls to choose who will lead the nation's third largest city.
Yeah, that's right. Brian Anderson is here. He's a former New York City Commissioner of Records. And Mark Vargas is a Chicago radio host who is also joining us live on the broadcast. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here. So, Brian, if we can start with you on this, what do you make of Mayor Lightfoot initially telling folks to not vote, obviously in the heat of the moment, because she had to retract that statement, and then maybe your prediction for the outcome of this crowded field, 9 Democrats competing together?
Well, it's not an open seat, so she's actually got a record to defend, and it's not much of a record. Unfortunately, crime is through the roof. I don't know about some of the other issues, but here in New York 10 years ago, we had a 22% turnout, and we got one of the worst mayors we've ever had in New York City because of a low turnout. So it's all a matter of her vote turning out, and I guess by her telling other people to stay home, that's the way her vote turns out.
Mark, let me go to you. Of course, incumbents have name recognition, but are there any other names that you're watching that could be serious contenders against Mayor Lightfoot?
Well, first of all, greetings from the People's Republic of Chicago. There's no doubt that Mayor Lightfoot's reelection effort is in serious trouble. The leading candidate actually right now is Paul Vallas, the former CEO of Chicago Public Schools, who spent the last several years really going after Mayor Lightfoot and her poor record on crime, because we all know that Lightfoot translated means soft on crime, and her tenure over the last 4 years has proven that.
Yeah, again, and many are pointing to one. Early voting is already at a record pace right now. Obviously, they're going to have today to vote in person if they didn't participate in early voting. But there's a major prediction here that most are on board with, that this will indeed go to an April runoff, meaning the top 2 candidates would move on to compete against each other. And that name that you threw out there seems to be one of the top ones that we've seen so far. Brian, you mentioned it, and even in your experience with New York City, Chicago's seeing a surge in crime. Reuters was reporting that crime is among the top issue for voters. Even when you look at the stats, while Mayor Lori Lightfoot was there, you see murder, robbery, theft, motor vehicle theft, all up. And it seems that this would be one of the biggest voting points, if you will, to get voters to turn out. And Emma mentioned this earlier, name recognition with incumbents is big, but crime, dare you say, maybe that might be a little bigger. Safety.
Well, when name recognition is tied to high crime rates, that doesn't quite help you. And really, citizens of any major city are only concerned about a few things: being safe, pick up my garbage, and teach my kids the basics in school. And I just don't see this happening. And again, she's got a record now to run on. It's not an empty seat. And it seems to be a lot of people that want to challenge her. So we'll see. Stand by.
There are indeed. All right. We appreciate you gentlemen joining us today. Brian Anderson and Mark Vargas. Of course, keep it with Newsmax. We'll bring those results to our viewers. Thanks so much.
Yeah, big day.